Hello there, good morning. Welcome back here on Prime Morning. It's time for us to get into News Flash. Check out the front pages of the newspapers and also deal with some very major issues. I've got the two political parties representatives here with me. As always, I'll be introducing them to you in a couple of minutes. But let me say a big thank you to Nutri-Snacks. You know, we can't do this without them. They've been very, helpful in so many ways to so many people out there, depending on what you do every morning. If you are a tea person in the morning, you know that the best you can complement with your tea is Nutri-Snacks. Now go get it. It's very nutritious and it's very delicious as well. And make sure you get it in bulk so you can also share. Let friends and family also get to enjoy it. It's available in all supermarkets. Just walk in there and say you're looking for Nutri-Snacks and you're going to get it, all right? When you do, you can even take a picture and send it to us on our WhatsApp line or something, or tag us on social media. And let's see that you're also enjoying it, okay? Good. Now, Big Chef is just about taking another stage. We're done with the auditions. We're looking forward to the 12 contestants beginning and introducing to you some of the recipes that they'll be sharing. As we go along, we'll be bringing you some more updates on that and when to expect it, all right? So, yes, at this moment, we're rest assured that we have our contestants. We'll be introducing them to you very soon for you to also get to know who are making up the list. And of course, on Sundays at 7:30, you don't go anywhere else apart from watching what we call Step Up. People are stepping up, they're winning money. Others are entertaining themselves. Some are also getting brokenhearted and all of that. The one package that you don't need to miss, and it's 7:30 every Sunday on Joy Prime. So do well and enjoy the very best of it. Mercury Kwe and, of course, George Kwe will be there to make sure you're entertained and you get to win some cash as well, okay? Good. Now, we've got a Joy Prime Christmas also coming. So, yes, I'm excited about this. I'm really excited about this. So maybe you've not really felt that Christmas is coming. You are too not sure if it's going to be a good Christmas, but we want to tell you that it's definitely going to be one of the best Christmas you can ever have. All you need to do is to be part of our Christmas and win amazing prizes for yourself. Now, this is how to enter, okay? Simply write a brief description of your family and add a family photo to it. Something very small about your family. Tell us how it's, been exciting over the period and why we should even give you anything in the first place. How do you celebrate Christmas as a family during a festive season like this, all right? So when you send it to us, our WhatsApp line is 055-1575-757. All you need to do is to send it to us, 055-1575-757. So send it to us, take that picture, write something brief about your family, Christmas, and, bingo. You get to win some amazing prizes for us. So this is our Joy Prime Quiz Mass. You don't want to miss out on that at all right? We've got so much goodies we want to share with you this Christmas season. So please do well and send yours to us now. Okay, great. Now we're going to go into the front page of the newspapers and then we'll delve into the conversations. I'll start off with the Ghanaian Times, and it says, Akosombo Dam spillage relief efforts. Government spends 40 million Ghana cedis on victims. Additional funds to be released after needs assessment. Chief of Staff is giving us the breakdown on that. Page 12 has got a story, you can read about it. Use laid down rules to address grievances. Veep says so. GRA confiscates 7.5 million Ghana cedis illicit tobacco products. Page 3 has a story on that. 4 die, others injured in an ethnic conflict at Nkwanta. And this Nkwanta issue seems to be going on again and again. And yeah, that's your constituency. Yeah. You're not doing anything about it. You want to go for cleaner. Okay. Anyway. The Bampi says Ghana faces hazardous chemical threats. EPA says so. Bufad launches fisheries management plan, and that's the Ghanaian Times this morning. Now, Daily Guide says that accident claims 9 lives in Ho, and Baumia and skinned Unity Chief. Drop Nana NDC courses. Kokos tells Mahama. I don't know how that is going to be possible at this point.
Daily Guide.
It's possible.
Daily Guide says that.
Daily Guide is saying.
What are you expecting them to say?
Well. What are you saying about it?
Nobody is dropping Nana.
Okay. Coup plotters face judgment January 2024, and government reintroduces visa on arrival. That's for those who will be coming for the Christmas season. So by extension, we're looking forward to having a very great return of the year, moving forward. And so it will be a good one. Mediama fly out to Cairo for Al Ali clash. Barca denies stadium workers exploitation, and police clash delay Argentina-Brazil game. Ghana humbled in World Cup qualifiers. Indeed, they've been very, very humbled. I don't know where we're going from, where we stand right now. We couldn't even beat Comoros. I don't know who we're going to beat. But some people are scoring 14, 6, and all, in qualifiers, and we are losing matches to teams that are ranked 120 something. I don't know where we're going. I'm for the Black Queens, by the way, so they are on their own. The Daily Statement says, NAPO, we won't relent on Ghanaian content drive. That's NAPO saying so. Matthew Opoku, Prempeh, the Minister of Energy, speaking on that. Ghana secures borders amidst sub-regional threats. President says so. No one will be left behind. Flood victims assured. And that's the Daily Statement today. The ABC News is here. Concerted effort needed for economic success upon Nkrumah, and don't hesitate to visit Boko factions and bring them together. Nigeria urges Bawumia. A religious charlatan, big question mark over there. Okujetua Black News to receive blessings from Chief Imam. Idi Muhayu, Dean, replies lawyer Yabwabin Asamoah, and away from that, let's get into Daily Graphic. It says 11.6 billion Ghana cedis allocated to settle contractors' arrears. Safety of tertiary students, sexual harassment policy in full force. Ghana records trade surplus from 2.3 billion Ghana cedis deficit to 2.4 billion Ghana cedis. Energy transition, we won't stop oil exploitation. Minister says so. NAPO has been captured over there on the front page of the Daily Graphic. At the back page, Chief Imam and Peace Ambassador donate to dam spillage victims, and has Okujetua Ablakwa again captured in the presence of the Chief Imam. Zibila Hospital cries for new NICU. Facility operates from makeshift structure. Daily Graphic today. Away from that, Business Finder is here this morning. Telcos paid 6.07 billion Ghana cedis to government in 2022. Engineer Dr. Ashigbe calls for duty and tax waivers. Trust Hospital poised to sustain quality health care, and cost of support to flood victims rises to 40 million Ghana cedis. Chief of Staff says so. And there are some other business stories you can find in the inside story once you grab a copy of the Business Finder for today. That'll be all for the newspapers this morning here on the show. Now we're getting to very major conversations, and permit me to introduce to you my guest in the studios. This morning I've got Richard Manuribe. He's National Communication Team member for the NDC, and this morning they have a cleanup, which will happen, by the way. The demonstration didn't happen, but the cleanup is not a demonstration, I'm thinking. So maybe that will happen. Our man was here yesterday. Adele was here yesterday, and he confirmed that it's supposed to happen today. Yeah, so 6 a.m. you guys are going, I think. And then the party will be after.
Richard's room is down. Richard, speak up. We want to know.
Richard is not talking. I don't know why he's just
I'm just listening to the host to put in his
listen.
I mean,
Richard is just nodding.
No,
you guys
because I was surprised when you were, I was surprised when he was linking the cleanup exercise at the office of the former president to the demonstration.
Because the demonstration, we understand, will not happen.
The demonstration is...
That's what he himself has been doing over the period.
The demonstration is ruled by the Court of Competent Jurisdiction because of the national security and the Ghana Police Service sent it to court. And I think that the court has ordered for them to stop the demonstration. So that one is to who were doing the demonstration. Because the status of demonstration that was going to happen in December. I don't know we haven't any other demonstration, but we know that we're going to do a cleanup exercise at the office of former president.
Absolutely. That's what I expected you to just say. That's all.
So what becomes of your usual rantings? people should come with broken bottles, you know,
we have
and all of
marketed-
that.
we
You are
have
going to enjoy your own self,
We
so,
have
Richard.
marketed and informed the people to come for a cleanup exercise.
With bottles.
And today is a D-Day. So what do you want me to sit here and talk about again?
Richard,
Manasseh Atamwa.
you hurt your own selves.
Manasseh Atamwa is the government spokesperson on economy and
Were you
finance.
about to hurt somebody? What are you about to hurt somebody?
And represents the NPP this morning. The two of them will help us with the conversation. As always, you can send your comments to us. Your contributions will be very much welcome. Send it to our social media platforms. We're streaming live on Facebook, so you can drop your messages over there. Let us know what you think about the issues we're talking about today. You can also do so on our WhatsApp line. It's very active, so you can send your messages there as well, and we'll read from you. This morning. We'll begin with the rise in low-quality fuel that is purchased on some fuel stations. And, well, there has been rise of poor quality service when it comes to fuel at filling stations. I don't know if you've been victim, but we've had several issues come up, and now it looks as if it's going on the rise, and we want to take our attention to it. Now, don't forget that on March 2023, on the 16th of March 2023, musician Famille tweeted on social media app X, which was before known as Twitter, that he's been given a certain fuel that seemed to be giving his car a problem. As a matter of fact, the car was damaged to some large extent. It was not movable. He had to take it to the mechanic, where he spent over 7,000 Ghana cedis trying to repair it. And every time he tried, it becomes a problem. And this was right after he was sold some fuel at a fuel station. And he believed that that fuel caused the damage of the car. Now, in the conversation, NPA reached out to him to give some details of the said fuel station, but he was very hesitant about that until the fuel station came out and made a compensation of 25,000 Ghana cedis. And there have been several other issues. Famille may be a celebrity, and so by virtue of that, his issue when he tweeted, skyrocketed into the space. But there are various private and commercial drivers who are out there on a daily that are suffering these issues of fuel that may not be out there in the public space, like Famille's situation was. And so this morning, we want to try and see how best we can look at the situation. I'm going to start with you, Manasseh.
Right.
What do you make of this? Have you had any experiences, maybe from people that are close to you?
Right, so a very good morning to our cherished viewers. A very good morning to you, KMJ, and to Richard. I also want to say special greetings to my friends, Joshua and Deborah, who are at Zimanski Hotel. Yesterday, they invited me for a treat. So a very wonderful place. KMJ, I'll have to send you there. No, I had to survey the place first.
Okay.
Oh, it's a very wonderful and a nice place. Zimanski Hotel.
We'll love to go there. Richard will go
I'll
with
take
us.
you there. Don't worry at all.
Imagine how people take advantage of situations.
I'll take you there. Yeah, so good morning to Joshua and Deborah. KMJ, this issue of low quality fuel over the period has become an issue of worry. And yes, we do hear complaints of people, to the effect that sometimes when they buy fuel from certain stations, you realize the quality is not up to standard. And so it tends to affect their vehicle. This has been very worrying, and every now and then we hear of some of these incidences. So we go back to NPA, the National Petroleum Authority, and we find out what they are doing in this regard. Now, on this issue, the National Petroleum Authority has issued a statement, and I would want to read out the entire statement, then maybe we can have some conversations afterwards. So, the National Petroleum Authority has received complaints from some petroleum product consumers about the reduced performance of their vehicles, which they attribute to fuel that they have purchased at some retail stations in Ghana. The NPA has investigated these complaints and says as follows. So 1, that all fuel consumed in the country meets the national standards for fuel specification set by the Ghana Standards Authority. Then 2, the Ghana Motor Gasoline Standard allows for some level of trace metal such as manganese up to 18 milligrams per liter. Hitherto, fuels that were imported into the country had much lower levels of manganese. However, in recent times, the fuel that have been imported have contained levels of manganese closer to the maximum allowable limit. That some car manufacturers, particularly turbo engine vehicles, recommend the use of gasoline that does not contain harmful manganese-based fuel additives. And example is made of Honda CR-V 2017 model. And all complaints that have come from users of gasoline vehicles that are in the category of this vehicle are mentioned above. And the last point I want to stress from the write-up is that pending the completion of the review process, the NPA has directed that all new gasoline imports should comply with the proposed manganese standard of 6 milligrams for regular gasoline and 2 milligrams for premium gasoline grade. And the NPA wishes to assure the petroleum products consuming public that it is committed to protecting their interest. And so it is important that NPA, of course, has acknowledged that they have received so many.
Is it 80 milligrams or 18 milligrams? I think we were talking about 18 milligrams.
18.
There.
But what do you
the head of the head of economic relation of the NPA also says, and with the Ghana Standard Authority says 80 milligrams per liter, because 80. They are going to reduce. Yeah, they are going to reduce from 6 milligrams per liter from the 80 milligrams per liter that we are currently having for the premium gasoline. The premium gasoline.
Right, I'm reading this from the official website of the National Petroleum Authority. So
it's my journal.
I want to believe.
So that's the press statement.
Yes, I want to believe this is right. But I mean, what's important is that NPA has acknowledged that they have had a lot of incidences of people complaining that indeed the fuels that they are buying from our various petrol pumps are having a toll on their vehicles, and they are taking steps to ensure that the component of manganese, which has an allowable limit, is being reduced. This is something that is quite worrying, and I hope there will be stringent measures by the NPA to ensure that most of these fuel stations which do not comply to the regulations should be brought to book, because you see, it cannot be allowed for a lot of these products, manganese, to infiltrate our fuel to the extent that it will affect and even depreciate our vehicles and even our plants. And so it's a good thing. Once NPA has acknowledged receipt of the various complaints, and once they are taking steps to ensure there are stringent measures, I want to believe that very soon we shouldn't be hearing incidences like this, because we've been hearing this far too wide, and I think it's about time they are able to deal with these issues.
A lot of vehicles been destroyed. I mean, like I said, if you're a public figure and you experience that, it will be easy for people to get to know your situation. But if there are private people, commercial people who are doing their businesses that are going through some of these things, and nobody gets to hear of them, you know. So it's a big issue. Rich.
KMJ, let me say good morning to you and good morning to your cherished viewers and your listeners as well. Good morning to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the incoming President of the Republic of Ghana. And KMJ, let me also say good morning to the good people from Kwanta South constituency, which is my constituency. As we were saying, we're not doing much about it.
Rich, sit up for me.
KMJ, I'm not in normal days this time around, because if you hear what is happening in my constituency at Kwanta South, because of some tribal conflict that is happening there, and a lot of people are losing their life. I think this newspaper reported about 4 people. I can boldly tell you about 12 people lost their life over the weekend.
There was another report yesterday.
Yes. And and I left the constituency on Sunday night, and the incident happened on Monday.
We need to give you a military escort.
No, then nothing will happen. For the past 1 month, it's been happening. KMJ, if you care to know, for almost from 2020 to 2023, close to 15 to 17 people lost their life in that constituency. Because in 2020, I could recall very well that somebody lost his life because of this tribal conflict. In 2021, same happened. In 2022, same happened. And in 2023, massive one has happened. And I want to call on the people, those groups that are involved. It's basically some tribes and some clans who are indigenous of the community, the town that is causing all these things. And KMG, Innocent people are dying. A young man who just completed university and is here to be graduated has been stabbed and dead.
Oh.
A gentleman who works at ECG, who is very innocent, has been murdered. And a lot of people who have been murdered, homes have been razed down, people are homeless. As I'm talking to you, there's curfew in the town. The military, those people that are not obeying the curfew law, has been brutalized. I mean, so a lot of things are happening.
Why are people doing that?
I mean, so that's a Castrans
there's
one.
curfew.
You definitely meet these guys around that kind of area. So I want to urge and pray and then talk to the people of Nkwanta South, the opinion leaders, that's the clans that are involved in this, that we beg them. You see, the security is important. Now schools are closed down. Hospitals, people are fleeing away from the hospitals. The filling station has closed down. Hyperinflation is skyrocketing in that area. To even get food and water in the area is becoming a problem now. Wow. So I think that let's come together and stop this kind of conflict. It's giving a lot of harm in the constituency. And I pray that, some of us want to be leaders there. So if this continues happening, tomorrow, how do we roll? I believe that one day, when I'm a member of parliament, a minister, and Manasseh is in opposition, I should be able to invite him to my constituency to come and see the developmental project I'm putting in the constituency.
There will be peace there.
And there will be peace there. And then he will now give us the economic gimmicks and then give us the financial attitude of this. Because we will pray that one day we should become leaders and make sure that we grow up our communities. When there's no peace and there's always war, how can we be proud as people, KMJ? Now today, if we are having a program and I invite you, KMJ, to come, you say, I'm not going to Nkwanta, there's conflict. If I invite Manasseh says he's not going there. So who is going to my constituency with me again? Now I'm not left alone to go to my constituency. And when I go there, it's 5 o'clock, I can't come out. If it's not 6 o'clock in the morning, I can't come out. Is it not sad? So I beg my people, don't let us stop the killing. Let us stop the conflict. Let us be together. Unity and strength is what build out an economy, a robust economy of the future. Because the people that are dying, it's not elderly people. It's young guys in their early 20s, young guys in their early 30s, and young guys in their early 40s. These are future leaders we are hoping on. These are people we are praying tomorrow they will become leaders so as we build a robust economy for Nkwanta. We love Nkwanta, and I want to believe that everybody should love Nkwanta so that we'll build a better
Nkwanta. Once peace is restored, I'm sure we'll make a trip there.
So we'll build a better.
All of us will just go
when we go there together and they see us, and then what they say, man, he looks very innocent, but he can lie. But so they will try to see that.
I don't lie.
So we love Nkwanta and want everybody to love Nkwanta. So they must stop the killing now. They must stop the conflict now, so that Nkwanta can bring a progress. In as much as we are talking about this and we are sad, we are also sad that people are losing their vehicles. People are also losing their jobs. People are also losing what it's not, they must not lose because of the negligence of National Petroleum Authority. I say that because if you look at the statement that came in, the Drivers Association, the private cars, and you see people haven't paid compensations. You know why I'm sad? And then I believe Manasseh would have told the Ghanaians that the negligence of the government has even gone to all the agencies. Which institutions bring all this in? KMJ, you know that MPA pays over $300 million per annum for oil fuel market. You are aware? Because they have a way of even mixing the gasoline and then the manganese in the gas and I think the regulatory authority is the gasoline. So all this is happening because we've invested a lot for the MPA that any bulk distributor that comes to the country, they have to do oil marketing, get a certification in collaboration with National Ghana Standard Authority before it comes to OMC, that's oil marketing companies in Ghana. So they distribute to the filling stations for final consumption. We recall that there were some times that we even told some oils have been mixed with some filling stations, and most of the filling stations that didn't meet the standardization of the quality of the filling station were closed down. You recall, and about 48 filling stations was closed down by the MPA just under this government. Today, what are we hearing? That the high concentration of the fuel is, they are now going to reduce it from about 6 milligrams per liter. From the 80 milligrams per liter that we are currently using, having a premium gasoline to be 2 milligrams per liter. So it means that, I don't know the certification they did. I don't know whether the regulatory authority, that is if you hear the head of economic regulation at the MPA, also admitted that that's the reality on the ground. The concentration is too high. And has spoiled a lot of engines. So what we are saying is that this has always created most of unemployment. When your vehicle got spoiled now, let's as you are saying, a normal throttle officer, driver who earns a daily earns with sales, now go and pick a car from KMJ, and then tomorrow the car is broken down. He complains. the car owner complains, he can't even do sales. This lead to even people being arrested and sent to police station and be prosecuted. I know people who are driving private commercial vehicles that have been led to jail because of lack of proper accountability to their car owners. And so all these things, we have not taken a critical look at the situation until some expert that has come out. But I believe and hope that the statement issued by COPEC is giving NPA a 1 week ultimatum that if you don't come out to do the correction of it, they will sue them in court. And I also believe that this should go to court, sue NPA, and let everybody that car has been broken down should be compensated. Because what car should be held? Because the incoming government, led by President John Dramani Mahama, is going to run a 24-hour economy. And with this 24-hour economy, private and commercial vehicles are also going to take a share of it. The filling station is also going to take share of it. So I believe that this thing should be well regulated, it should be well standardized, and then make sure that these are done and making that going forward we don't have these irregularities in our situations. And so we don't need to spend much of oil marking, oil regulations. Ghana Standard Authority is there. You have been paid to do your job to make sure that any material that come into the final consumer should meet up to standard. And that is why the NPA is there, to regulate our petroleum industry and the gas industry and the petroleum industry. So I want to believe that this weak institution,
the NPA,
yes, NPA is a weak institution, and I know President Nana Dankwa Akufo and Bawumia government has not appointed competent people to handle institutions. They appointed people who are family and friends, people who are related to them, people who can do more propaganda to them, like Manasseh and co. And that's why they have been fixed. They are not been fixed because they are qualified. But Manasseh, I know he's very intelligent, but it's just that he will speak the truth. So, KMG.
But the NPA is not full of family and friends.
Oh, but
I don't think so.
Not family. It is clear who's the CEO of NPA.
It doesn't matter.
Who is a close friend to President Nana Dankwa Akufo, and a related person.
If he's a friend and is capable of doing the work.
The deputy CEO of NPA, Anthony Kabo, and then Pero Kujato, whoever it is, they are all related to the president. They are all having a family and
they have
the
capacity to.
So what is the capacity that you are now reducing
doesn't matter.
a 6 kilogram, now to 6 kilogram, and you used to use 80. I mean, who advised
18,
you?
not 80.
Oh, me, I'm just reading.
So there's a bit of conflicting reports.
Yeah.
From the press statement from NPA and the report
so
from Nigeria Online.
Listen.
Hold on.
Listen,
Richard,
KMG, let me read it for you.
No, Richard, I think we explored that confliction.
Oh, me, I believe
way before we began.
I believe in my
I believe in Nigeria Online too, but
so you don't believe in NPA.
Okay,
you don't believe in the regulatory body.
The head of economic regulation of National Petroleum Authority, Abbas Ibrahim, said it is aware of the situation and taking the right measures with the Ghana Standard Authority to correct the anomaly. We have quickly worked on Ghana Standard Authority to address the problem, and the solution is that we have to reduce the manganese level so that the consumer problem will resolve. He said, according to him, Ghana Standard Authority has already drafted an amendment to reduce the manganese level so that for regular gasoline, the manganese level will be a minimum, not a maximum of 6 milligrams per liter from the 80 milligram per liter that we currently have, and for premium gasoline to be 2 milligram per liter. Said Nigeria Online. And a statement from the head of regulation, Abbas Ibrahim, that said it. It is not me and you. He is a technical person at that place. But because the politicians...
It's not the same input that went into the NPA's...
This is a PRO. This is a corporate director of corporate... He is not an expert. You understand? He is not an expert.
Okay,
so an expert is the head of economic and regulation of the NPA. Okay. So he was interviewed on Nigeria Online, and I know journalists and bloggers in Nigeria Online are very credible, and I have confidence in them. And that is the situation in which we are. Lack of negligence and lack of incompetent people being appointed in institutions that has led us to this. And so we pray and we believe that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama be in power. We'll get competent people to run a 24-hour shift economy in that sector of our economy.
Very well.
Okay. No, let's make progress.
I will not make progress.
Manasseh, we need to move on to the next topic. So whatever you want to clarify, just do it quick for me.
Right. So I want to mention that indeed, when you look at the standard that has been set by NPA, as it relates to the manganese level, it is 18, not 80. and that they seek to reduce it. Of course, it is mentioned that people are getting closer to the 18, and it's important for it to be reduced. So we have to mention that. And Richards is here and he talks about what? A 24-hour economy. That when, the former president, someone who has been president before, someone who could not deliver on his mandate of providing jobs to Ghanaians.
Are you sure?
And today he's promising a 24-hour economy, forgetting these same NDC people were fighting government. They were fighting His Excellency, the Vice President, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, when he was championing the digitalization drive. Today, KMJ, I tell you that today, just 2 days ago, I go home very late because of several meetings. I was just surfing the internet, and I saw a wonderful shoe. Wonderful. I just had to place an order for it. I was surprised. At dawn, the person was able to, I am telling you, at dawn.
At dawn.
So
what time at dawn?
12:30 a.m. I was so tired. And it tells you that when you want to talk about a 24-hour economy, it depends on infrastructure. Today, we are having these things running already. KMJ, you close late. Don't you go to Dankwa Circuit to buy watch in the evening? Why is it that the former president today is running away from his own statement that, as for the private sector, it is voluntary? He's running away. Meanwhile, today we have a lot of services. Which hospital closes today at 6 p.m.?
Do
the Ghana Police Service close at 6 p.m.?
So that's why you're talking about infrastructure.
We have a lot of services running, doing a 24 system already. And so what is he saying? The police service is running a 24 system already. We have a lot of companies in Ghana that are doing 24 already. Is he saying by exempting the private sector, is he saying that he is then going to ensure he's running a 24-hour system in the various ministries, departments, and agencies? How is he going to do that?
You want me to
the public sector wage bill, the public sector figures alone, we have about 900,000, 949,000 or so. So is he going to do it in such a way that at a ministry, you go to work in the morning, you close in the afternoon, another person comes in the afternoon, closes in the evening, another person will come in the evening and close in the following morning. Already people are complaining about the inefficiencies, right? Inefficiencies as it relates to the productivity of every individual in the public space. And so when you mention a 24-hour, I bet you that these are things that are happening already. They are happening. Don't forget that
how come the NPP has never been very agitated about 24-hour economy up until now?
We are
not. The former president brought it up. Now the NPP says that it's running already. Right. We never heard any name of 24-hour economy in any of your communications whatsoever.
Richard.
Now a former president comes up and says, "Oh, I want to run a 24-hour economy," and all of a sudden, the NPP thinks that we've been running it way before the former president brought it up. How come you never got to name it 24-hour economy? It was never in your books.
KMJ, when you look at the efficient service delivery today at the comfort of my home, if at 2 a.m. my light trips and I am on a prepaid meter, I am able to, at the convenience of my home, take my phone and just purchase.
That I understand.
Same.
Manasseh, I understand that. What I'm saying is,
with mobile money, at every point in time,
yes,
I am able to
send money,
effect services.
And to
and it is same. It is same for so many other.
What I'm saying is, where the conversation is at right now is the 24-hour economy.
KMJ, implied in what he said is what the government is already doing.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is that why is it a problem for the 24-hour economy? The name 24 economy, why is it a problem for the NPP now?
Right. So you see, it is not a problem for us. What is happening is that we are explaining that whatever they are saying are things that are happening already. Because when you move at night, you would find certain shops operating. We have a lot of online service. Today, you can open an online shop, and at every time, whether at dawn, midnight, wherever, you can engage in trade. And that is happening. Now, when you mention this 24 hours, it has to be established that it is nothing new. Even in the country, it is not new. He says he's going to do a 24-hour system. Then we ask ourselves, what has he put in place? Ask yourself the policy document and the stringent measures he is putting in place to ensure that, for example, we have excessive security systems. You go abroad, you were in the US recently. You have cameras all over, right? You have efficient security systems. So it tells you that
if you have the same thing here, we have cameras.
We don't. How are you able to convince? How are you able to convince someone who lives at Koforidua that at 1 a.m. if the person should decide that he would want to buy something at, let's say, Okanshi or Kantamatu, will the person have confidence to withdraw an amount of money, put it in his car, and move to Accra? What are you doing about the incidences of armed robberies? Yes. And so if you come out with a policy like this, you need to lay out the various strict measures you will put in place to do that. I am saying on authority that this 24-hour economy, former President Mahama said, is just populist. No plan, nothing. It is just to deceive. That's why he's running away from his own way. That the private sector is not right. It's something that is happening already.
It's something that is happening already. So you mentioned that if it is 12 midnight or 2 a.m. and you say somebody should go out and go and buy, the person won't be able to because the person doesn't feel safe, right? So you bought a shoe online and had to be delivered to you. Now, was the delivery person in safe wherever the person was coming from?
Of course the person was safe. I was only citing. Hold on, I was citing an example of someone traveling from one region to the other.
That is applied to the person going out, knowing the very well that he's safe.
KMJ,
he can still go out there and go and buy it, knowing that he's very safe. If the delivery guy was able to bring it to you, knowing he was very safe at 12 midnight. If I have money and I want to also go and buy in town and not do it on my phone, I should be able to go without saying that I'm scared of anything.
Of course. So the point I am making is that this 24-hour economy thing the former president is saying is only populist. He hasn't outlined any measures, and this seeks to deceive the youth. The youth feel that, there will be more jobs. Now he's exempting the private sector. And don't forget. That's not true. He himself saw that the private sector is voluntary. Please.
You have to
Richard, he said it's voluntary. Please.
So what are you saying?
And KMG, don't forget that the Ghanaian system is highly dependent on imports. We are running an import-dependent economy. And so when it comes to trade, it is very important for you to look at the demand-supply situation. Should you decide you want to keep your shops open at dawn at certain places across the country, you ask yourself, do you have demand for that? People have closed, they are sleeping, and you are saying you are going to run a 24-hour system for what? For what? So without providing strict and clear incidences to explain, it is entirely populist, and it is only to deceive the youth, to just to create the impression as though he's going to create jobs. Someone who couldn't create jobs for them. Someone who couldn't keep the lights on for 24 hours. Someone who was rationing electricity for us. You enjoy 8 hours. Richard, those times, you used to complain to me a lot. You enjoy lights for 8 hours. You'll be crying for you weren't able to even sleep in your own home. Richard cannot sleep without air conditioning. KMJ, I don't know if you are aware. He sleeps with air conditioning. And during that time, Richard, you would find him almost every time outside because there's no light. He was every time staying awake, doing vigils. And that is what we are saying. You couldn't keep the light on for 24 hours. You are saying you are going to do this. You couldn't provide jobs for the youth. And now you are running away from the public sector, from the private sector, saying that they are exempted. His policy is entirely populist. And there is nothing, there is no truth about it. What is important is that KMJ,
you don't allow him to
we have laid, Richard, you spoke a lot on all these issues. We have laid foundations and it is clear. Now we have businesses running at every point in time. That is what we are doing with digitalization. When they were complaining and bastardizing the views of the vice president that now he's running away from the economy, they had narrow understanding of how an economy operates. Because today, without digitalization, you can never make significant strides, even in your economic gains.
Very well. So, speaking of importation now, the government, through the Minister of Trade, is looking forward to restricting some imports in this country. At this stage, where the bill, if it passed, it means that there are certain products that will not be actually imported. And we're looking at rice, we're looking at guts, bladders, stomach of animals. I don't know whether you've heard about Yemidia and how popular it is in terms of imports in this country. We're importing Yemidia more than anything in this country. And it's crazy to actually know that these are things that we're actually importing. We also have margarine, we have soft drink, fruit juices, we have animal and vegetable oils, mineral water, noodles, and pasta, ceramic tiles, corrugated paper and paperboard, mosquito coil, insecticides, soaps and detergents, motor cars, iron and steel, cement, polymers, fish, sugar, clothing, and apparel, biscuits, canned tomatoes. These are things that if the bill goes to... Yes, Katie Hammond is on that.
Listen, to be honest, I will applaud government if this bill is passed and the restrictions of it and the implementation of it is done. I mean, it is a lot that it will give a nation. KMG, so this is what we are saying. is I have a responsibility being here this morning because I speak for my party and my flag bearer. So if my good brother Menasi, who should know better, comes here and talk about 24-hour shift economy and think there's a populace at the end. KMG, you can bear with me. You can bear with me. When you close and you're going to Medina or you're going to Ebure Mountain, you can see the traffic jam around that area. And so it takes you from 5 o'clock. By 4:30, people are just leaving home because of the leaving office because of the traffic. KMG, if you get to Accra Mall and it is 10 o'clock, you can't get any items to buy. The whole mall is closed. And we are saying that we're running 24-hour economy with a 3-shift economy.
So the mall will be operating
24 hours. KMG.
But you exempted the private sector.
And that is what we are saying. We are saying that when you're now driving through Accra Motorway or the Tema Motorway and your fuel got finished, you have to take a gallon and walk through Tema before you'll be able to get a fuel to buy, because out of the 100 filling stations around, maybe it's only one that is running 24-shift economy. And so you sit here and admitted that it's all about security. So that's what we are saying, that we're going to strengthen the security, the security system. There will be a 24 hours running of patrol of the security. And any private sector that is coming in, you get tax incentive. And that is why we'll employ so many, because if you are employing 100 people with a 3-shift economy, you are going to employ about 300 people. Because the economy is going to run 24 hours. You go somewhere, you are traveling, and your car got a puncture on the way. The organizer, they say, we has closed. You have to sleep there till the following morning. Look at the productivity you are wasting. So the president is saying that we're going to sign up onto this, and you sit here and tell us.
So organizers will be working 2-4-7.
Every sector of the economy that's signed into the 24-hour economy, the economy is good. In the European world, that's what is happening. It's just based on reducing the tax incentives and make sure that in the night, in the electricity is talking about, we have a peak moment. KMG. In the morning, we wake up, we iron, we watch TV. That's the peak moment. But in the afternoon, the consumption reduced. In the evening, after 6, 7, 8 o'clock, everybody, it goes up again. But the later of the day, the consumption is low, and that is why this excess power capacity issue has come in. So we are saying that the excess that we are having, we're going to use to empower industries, private companies, that we can be able to employ more. There will be reduction of the electricity, and there will be increase of employment. And the productivity, so the exportation is talking about. That's why we are looking at this. As you know why I supported it. President John Dramani Mahama is moving the Minister of Agriculture to Minister of Agriculture and Agribusiness. And also when you emphasize on agribusiness, there will be a lot of productivity. Rosalie just complained here that a tin of tomatoes is 50 Ghana cedi. So when we move into agribusiness, there will be a lot of irrigation purpose that will be running a 24-hour. That in agriculture sector, there will be productivity. There will not be any time that there will not be a season. Yesterday I needed avocado to buy. And the whole Accra couldn't get avocado because the season is gone. You understand? So in this case, when you're running a 24 economy, all this produce will be there. We don't wait to the time that you say there's no ginger system, that this thing is gone. So the president is looking at this, and we have a good package for the youth. That will increase and quadruple employment for the youth. And everybody will get it. But that is why we are saying that the 24-hour shift economy, the youth must listen. Everybody will chop. Okay. And we should stop all those things. And they're going to be robust and speed up the economy. Do you know what brings alcoholism? Do you know what brings robbery? Do you know what brings rape cases? Unemployment. And this is your government who has, under President John Dramani, the unemployment rate was at 8.4%. Today we've jumped to 14%. Ghana Statistical Service is telling us that 1 million youth that didn't have formal and informal education, and they're unemployed in this country. That's why we are bringing a national apprenticeship program. And that also go with incentive and still run a 24-hour shift economy. With a reduction of incentives, and there will be the reduction of taxes, and there will be motivation for the youth to go into production. Today, you don't even know to go and do importation again. There will be enough kaftan for you to wear. Our locally manufactured, but actually you wear. You will not go. We bought this from Europe. Are we not? Our Kente factories are now done the man. Our shoe factory is collapsed. Commander Sugar factory is collapsed. Meanwhile, we are importing. Look at the Bahamian rice. It is collapsed. That is the things we are going to revamp, and that is what we want to do. So, my brother, halftime, you are a young man. You will see the productivity. You will see improvement in this country. Okay. And you'll be happy with
that. What did you do when you were in
I have to move on to my next topic, but maybe a bit later when we're wrapping up, I'll be asking you about the youth in agriculture and where it is going to right now. Maybe we'll be needing some updates on it. And it's because we had that conversation when you were here. So there are people who are asking what's going on with it. So
we want to know I was the model national coordinator for youth and agriculture and youth employment during President John Dramani Mahama's time. And if I tell you what we did in youth and agriculture,
so you are. Please, so we're moving on to the next topic. But you can send your messages to us on our streaming platform. It's on Facebook. We're streaming live, and so you can send your messages there real time, so we get to read it. If you have an experience of the fuel station issue that we're talking about, you can send it to us. Let us know what exactly happened. If you've bought fuel in any of the fuel stations and it was very bad, the quality was very poor, and you want to share with us, maybe it damaged your car somewhere, you can share with us and we'll read it so people get to know that indeed it's something that is happening here in the country. All right, so send those messages to us now. Now we'll move on to the next issue, which happens to do with the residence of the Speaker of Parliament. Now, Parliament is actually seeking that those who attempted sale of the resident of the Speaker of Parliament are actually investigated and brought to book. The Lands Ministry is saying that nothing of the sort happened. Now, in fact, the Speaker mentions that until the person went to the Lands Commission to go and register the land, that was when they even got to know that somebody is attempting to sell the residence. But then, like I said, the Lands Ministry says that nothing like that happened. And so Parliament is asking that even if there was an attempt, or it was never sold, but there was an attempt, they want those who attempted, the sale of it to be brought to book. I'll start with you, Manasseh.
Right. So I have read the statement from Parliament. And when you look at issue 1, or the first point they made, they stated that the Right Honourable Speaker did not say that the Speaker's official residence has been sold. And so we want to be careful in our communication, as you rightly mentioned, that there are some allegations, and it's important what the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources has done. He has commissioned an investigation into this, and we believe it is very, very important so that going forward we will be able to understand the realities of the issue. You see, when you even go back to history, you would realize that the land where the Speaker lives today was acquired in 1920.
It's been there for the longest.
It's been there for a long period. And since 2003 or so, that has been the official residence of every Speaker. Yeah. And so this is a well-known place, and I do not think it will be possible for any person to sell it. I am very much concerned with the statement issued by the Lands Commission, and it is very, very apt. It's very, very excellent, and they state categorically that at no point in time was the property sold to a private developer by the Lands Commission. So the Lands Commission has been very explicit in stating that they have not sold any land to that effect, especially the residence of the Speaker. And KMJ, the residence is a security zone. Yes. And I am sure when you go there, you find military people, soldiers, national security people around. And so it can never be true. You cannot even enter the place. The environment alone is a security zone, and so I do not want to think the allegations are true. And so I am all for the investigation. We have read the statement from the Lands Commission, and they have explained, giving us a trajectory of the land and when it was acquired, when speakers began to live in the place and all of that. And they have stated categorically that there was no point in time when that land was sold. And the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources has also, commissioned an investigation. And so we seek to hear what will happen of this, and we are all interested in the finality of the issue. But we want to state categorically that all those who are making propaganda, especially Richard and his friends, should be very circumspect in this.
What is more worrying about this situation is that we keep hearing these things come up. This is not the first time we've heard about a public space being sold, or allegations of public spaces being sold, and all of that.
Even private lands.
Exactly.
Even private lands.
You get it. We saw what happened with the Achimota Forest and all of that. So it looks as if that there's always allegations of these sorts. And that puts the government into an uncomfortable position, if you ask me. But how do we stop some of these allegations from coming up?
Exactly. So the way to stop this is to ensure we are able to digitalize the Lands Commission. And that is something government is doing. Of course, we are doing that. And so with the digitalization, it makes it easy. Today, KMJ, even before you buy land, you are to do your own checks with the Lands Commission. They are able to check in their system to know that this very land you are going to buy belongs to this person. It has been sold already. You are able to even do your own checks to be sure whether the person you are engaging in is the rightful owner of the land or otherwise. And so today we have all these systems in place already. That is why sometimes I find it worrying when we hear a lot of incidences of people complaining that, oh, I bought land and they are saying it has been sold to this.
So many.
Because today, Lands Commission has been strictly digitalized. And if you go through the right channel, all right, you want to buy land, you will have to make an effort of visiting the Lands Commission office to ensure you're able to do some checks even before you make payments. Otherwise, you can be shortchanged. And I am saying in authority today that these are systems that are working at the Lands Commission. You go to Lands Commission today, and when you find the volumes of work they are doing to ensure that they're able to reduce incidences like this, it is very huge. And so we entreat Ghanaians that before you even buy land, we beg you, make sure you engage the Lands Commission. Make sure you do your own checks. They have a system they can check for you to even know the rightful owner. For all you know, maybe someone's uncle or a family might belong to, a family and land, might belong to a family, and someone, a stubborn person might decide to even go and sell the land because the person has access to some documents or so. And so if you're able to run your checks, it makes it easy for you to be confident enough that yes, you have confirmed from the Lands Commission and you are clear in your mind without any doubt that the land indeed belongs to this person or this family before you then be able to even engage in the purchases of that. And Lands Commission is doing this already, and we even have to encourage them the more to continue with these things to ensure that we have limited incidences of people being shortchanged when it comes to land acquisition.
Richard.
KMG, let me put it on records as predicted by my good brother Menasse that some people like me and my colleagues in the NDC will do propaganda of the Speaker's resident issue and that the Speaker's resident has been sold. KMG, let me put it on record that the NDC and the NDC communicators and the leader of the NDC and the Speaker, who is a member of the NDC, has never in any way said anywhere that his resident was sold. The fact of the matter, and the viewers and listeners must know, is that the Speaker of Parliament, Albert Bagbe, his resident, he told us that at the time he was still living his residence, the resident was given out to a private developer. And that the private developer went to Lands Commission to register. But the good work of the Lands Commission got to know that this was the Speaker's resident. And that the Speaker's resident cannot be sold out like that because it's a state property, as is rightly said, it's a security zone.
The Speaker did not say that his residence has been given to a private developer.
Listen.
Let
me read it.
No, read the statement Parliament issued. Read that. Don't be reading.
So the Speaker of Parliament revealed that his
online,
resident. The Speaker of Parliament revealed that his resident in Accra has sold to. No, so the Speaker of Breakfast Show. I want to get the
read
right
from official source. Read from Parliament.
Oh no! But what the Parliament is even saying. So the Speaker says that many of you don't know. Even the resident of the Speaker is almost sold to the private developer. Actually, it was given out. It was when they went to register the Lands Commission, identified that it was the resident of the Speaker. Luckily, I was inside, so it was saved, he stated. So we have not said in any way that the land was sold. The government or whoever was there has been given the land to a private developer, but the Lands Commission restricted it and didn't give it out to the private developer. And that is why the Parliament is saying that there should be investigation. There should probably to who was behind the sale of the Speaker's residence, and that who wanted to buy the property. It's simple as that. And that's that. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, John Abu Jinapo, has even I think set up a committee to investigate and find out and bring the finding to Parliament. So why are we rushing on this case? Why do you think that the NDC has something to do? Were you the one that the land was sold to you?
It was attempted
to sell.
No, sold.
It was given out.
It was not sold.
It was given out. But at the time, there's a process of acquiring the land. Okay, so the process was ongoing to a level where you have to register as a bona fide property.
It doesn't mean that it's been sold to you.
No, I'm not saying
it. So let's put it in right perspective. So we don't.
But what I'm saying is that after a process, it went to a level, and that was realized that the land was sold. The property was for the speaker.
Richard, please.
But then, before
land has been sold.
Before you even give out a property like that, it must go to Ghana Publishing Company, isn't it? There's a process in which it goes, and so the investigation will come out with its finding.
Yeah.
We want to know if the land was attempted to be sold to Menasseh. We want to know who was attempting selling the land to Menasseh. And at the end of the day, the finding will come, and Parliament will take a decision on that. Because this is a state property, it's a security zone, as rightly said.
Yeah.
And that is the Speaker of Parliament, number 3 resident.
Yeah.
So for all we know, the number 1, number 2 president house is also attempted to be sold.
How?
No, but that is the fact.
You can't sell the Flagstaff. You can't even attempt to sell the Flagstaff. No. Richard, that is not possible. No president.
See,
no president.
Let me tell you.
Past,
as of yesterday,
present or future.
KMJ,
even
yesterday.
No. Richard, we're talking about the
negative propaganda
of the Republic of Ghana.
Come on now. Let's not. As of yesterday. Yeah. As the media monitoring I did yesterday, I can confidently tell you, a media has one of the sister stations even confirmed
one of the sister stations confirmed
that the resident of the army chief of staff or what, his resident was also attempted to be sold. I'm telling you. So everything is possible under this government.
Yeah, no.
So everything is possible under this government. The army commander, the armed forces, the brigadier general, the resident was attempted to be sold. Speaker's residence was attempted to be sold. Canada, Japan came out and told us that people were grabbing state lands. And that even the finding came out. Now your company, you remember, that was involved in galamsey in this country. And then they came out and said that yes, they got the license of protecting the state land since 2012. That was not their duty. Many of your government officials came out and said they are selling state lands. Little do we know, it was even went to the extent of the senior top government official. Number 3, Speaker of Parliament, has been attempted. He said it categorically himself. I am telling you, yesterday I heard the Ghana Armed Forces, the same thing that is happening. So why in this country things are like, you sold everything, you're not selling state lands, you're not going to sell residents and pull people out and then go and take over because of private development. We want to know who was attempted to buy.
I think after the investigations, we'll be able to make a better situation.
Certainly. You see,
I think
we should speak with facts and not conjectures.
Certainly.
Right.
Yes, that's what we do.
So, Richard, if you are unable to mention the media house, and if you are unable to...
I can mention the media house.
No,
I can mention the media. I don't have a problem.
Yes, and if the media house... And what you even said is only an allegation. There is no truth to that.
No. Yesterday at NIT FM, at the Cabaret show, it was mentioned.
With what?
That
document that stated
that was at the Cabaret mentioned. It's a lawyer and it's a media house.
Right. Yeah, but the fact that he mentioned it and he's a lawyer, that's not.
No, it has to be verified.
It's a unique situation.
Media do fact check before you come out with
and the chief, I don't know.
Not everybody does.
You can't just put it.
Not everybody does. So the fact is that you're speaking it on a different platform.
Certainly, that's why I didn't want.
So let's not. So if you allege, it's fine.
Allegedly.
Exactly. So that we don't make it look like that's the situation. Because we're saying on a fact.
No, but KMJ,
he doesn't have any facts.
It was you, the media, that brought it out.
That's what I'm saying. That the mere fact that you don't have any backing, let's make it an allegation. So because you don't have the document.
You want me to put it this way? Yesterday, one of your sister stations allegedly.
Don't put any radio station into trouble.
Allegedly said that.
You see, I want to.
Let's move on to the next.
Just 30 seconds. You see, I want to state categorically that.
Your phone is burning.
No, not mine. There are certain security zones that you wouldn't even dare, right? And so, Richard, don't take advantage to be saying things you do not have the facts to. Who in this country will dare sell or make advances to even sell the chief of defense staff or the army generals? I mean, what are you saying?
The chief of defense staff,
please, these are untrue. And if it is true, we are all interested. I am interested. Those of us in government are interested to know who is behind these things, because you cannot be selling security zones like that, right? So beyond that, you can't be speaking on conjectures. KMJ, I thought I could share a word on the import bill that has been that the Ministry of Trade has tabled in Parliament, and I think it's very, very important. We have had general conversation, and I think this is something both the NPP and the NDC have some kind of consensus as it relates to our import bill. And so I am very much happy the Ministry of Trade and Industry has tabled this bill in Parliament to ensure we are able to limit our importation of rice, tomatoes, yamadie, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. You know, margarine, mineral water. We have a lot of industries producing these and the kind of quality they even give us are quite high than the one we even get from abroad. You cannot convince anyone in Ghana that imported chicken is highly nutritional than our local poultry. That cannot be the case. And so we are confident, we believe in Parliament that we'll be able to have this bill passed to become a law so that going forward, we will be able to have more of this product that's being produced in Ghana. And it tells you the level of work we are doing with our One District, One Factory. We are boosting capacity with our various factories. And now these factories are telling us that they have the productive capacity to produce to feed the entire demand in Ghana and even to export.
Okay.
And that's how come the ministry has tabled this bill in Parliament, and we are confident.
Richard even agrees with that move.
You know,
so, yes,
I'm into frozen foods. It's one of the businesses I do. And I know how a lot of people consume.
Why are you not into local poultry?
No, hold on. I own Nangba Farms. Are you aware?
You own what?
I own Nangba Farms. Go to Nkwantes. It's one of the largest animal farms that you can boast on if you don't know.
So that's
you
good.
should be selling more of our local poultry. I hope you don't import that much.
I know how. That's what even motivated me to go into animal rearing.
Right.
Yeah. So if you look at the number of
Richard,
frozen food people are consuming in this country,
Richard,
and there's a lot of money.
First of all, I'm disappointed that I'm getting to know about this just today. But again, I'm happy that I'm getting to know.
For you know, we've given him support.
Because Christmas
you've received support.
Christmas is just around the corner.
I'll take you to the ministry.
So Richard, I'll come back to you to finish. But what I'm saying is that I am happy that I'm getting to know this today because Christmas is just around the corner.
Thank you.
That farm you have,
yes,
we are invading that place. Let me get some comments and I'll get back to you, gentlemen. Now, this one says, good morning, Joy Prime. It's very ironic and sad that these empty MPP people who messed up the economy are trying all over to downplay a policy which has been proposed by somebody. What policy proposal has Dr. Bawumia given so far? These NPP guys should give us a break. Bawumia, who has been touted as an economy wizard, what's his score card today? He doesn't even know what to talk about. This bedridden economy again. Never again shall we be hoodwinked by these NPP propagandists. We're keenly waiting for Bawumia's empty promises. Do well to send your names to it when you send your messages. This one says, Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm says, good morning, my brother. It is now clear going into the 2024 elections, Dr. Bawumia has no message for Ghanaians. I was sad and surprised to see Dr. Bawumia in Tamale, Wale and Yendi still talking about nurses and teachers allowances that has not been paid for 7 months now. He went ahead to talk about NAPCO. What an insult to the beneficiaries, because for God's sake, these people have not been paid for 11 months now. My brother, I beg you, for the sake of your listeners, let the NPP man tell us what they meant by blue economy. Dr. Bawumia days, he's going to provide us the blue economy. I beg, you let him explain. The huge capital investment in the building of the National Digital Center was built by President Mahama. What is the NPP man talking about? Was the National Digital Center built by Dr. Bawumia? That's the question he's asking, and he wants an explanation to the blue economy. Good morning to you all. The NPP government should not put dust into our eyes, whether they like it or not. 24 hours economy is coming to operate under JDM 2025. Inshallah, 2024 economy Obia BDD. A chance for Honorable Samuel Owusu Brako, NDC, PC, and JDM. Abidin Bigger Bro. A chance constituency. The next one over here is good morning, KMJ, and your expected panelists, especially Manasseh. I would have loved to go to the NDC cleanup exercise, but I'm afraid because I don't want to be butchered with cutlasses. Again, John Mahama should take that cleanup exercise to clear his name on the Airbus Canlos saga so as to avoid the pending demonstration. Abdul Karim Zugulana from Gushegu constituency, Northern Region.
You have to read this again.
That Alasan police boy, I know him.
He's no police boy. Okay, so when the next NDC message comes, I'll tell you who's boy.
Good morning to you and to your panelists.
When the next one comes, I'll tell you who's
the 24-hour economy has brought a lot of shivers into the brains. They know the importance of that policy, and the changes it will bring to the economy, as well as the transformation of the lives of the citizens. And the issue here is simple. If you know it is a bad idea, why not leave it to Ghanaians to judge? John Mahama all the way. My regards to incoming MP for Mion constituency, Alhaji Musbau. Sumani Hamza sent in that one. And the next one over here says, good morning, Joy Prime. Okay, I think I've read this already. I came back again. Good morning to you and the panelists. In fact, I've read this one too from Hamza. So we can get the next one. Yeah, flip. Good morning to you all. The NPP government should not put dust into our eyes. I've read this one too. I've read this. Kindly go forward for me to see. Okay. All right. So we'll get some more messages and then we'll let you also speak your mind by way of your messages. Now, let's get into the next topic. And there's been allegations that there's been total control of the NPP by the president, the certain president, His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Asamoah Gwaben, former communications director, has alleged that the NPP now actually does, operates according to the whims and caprices of the president. And he put it in his own words. He says that it's the president's wishes and preferences that supersedes those of the party, rendering individuals to fall out of favor with the president, useless in quotes, within the party. Manasseh.
KMJ, I was saddened to hear.
He's been speaking on a lot of
issues, I understand.
By the way.
And don't forget that this is a person who has been embittered. He has been our former director of communications before, and now he's out of the party. And you see, according to the party's rule, once we have a candidate, you are supposed to project and support that candidate. So the moment you decide to project another person in another political party, the party will not sack you. The party hasn't sacked anyone. You just sack yourself. That is it. And that is what has happened.
In that situation, you have sacked us. But there are others that the party is looking to sack him.
So in this instance, himself and some other people, they have shot themselves in their own foot.
Okay.
That is the case. Now, he's speaking on emotions and he's raising a lot of issues that are untrue. I am also in the party. We have had a lot of people who were even supporting his candidate. I can mention the respected Deputy Minister of Finance, Honorable Abena Osei-Asare. She is known to be a stand supporter of Alan, and she has even said on several platforms that it was the Honorable Alan Kyerematen who brought her into politics. And Abena is very close to the president. If that were the case, then it wouldn't have been that she would still be holding on to that position today. We have the most respected Honorable Peter Amewu, who was championing the campaign for Alan, and he's still a cabinet minister. And so it cannot be said, you see, yes, it is the party that gives birth to the government should the party win elections. But the party structures are clear. And it cannot be said that the party is running on the whims and caprices of the president. That is not true. He hasn't been able to substantiate what he has said, and I am saying he's speaking on emotions. There is no truth to this effect. We should just, I even do not want to waste time talking a lot about these things because there is no evidence. He's embittered and he's only saying a lot of things, and that is their new agenda. They seek to run the party, their former party down, and so let's just treat this with a pinch of salt. It's not true. And the president does not dictate. You see, before the elections, before our presidential elections, the president on several occasions engaged even the party people. And he told us plainly that you are free to support whoever you like. KMJ, that's what he did. There were meetings, I was in it, and he was express in his expression to us that feel free to support whoever you like. And so all these rumors and palpable lies that the president is controlling this, they are not true. I am coming from within the party, and we know what happens on the ground. These are untrue, and we do not even want to waste our time on issues like this.
Have people like Alan not given any reasons for anybody to believe that some of these allegations that are coming from Asamoah could be true? Because when Alan was also leaving, after he left, there were incidences that actually put him in the position where he felt the party is being controlled in a certain way. The party is sort of supporting other people to be better than others.
You see, the party, I mean, on itself, when we were having our presidential primaries, did you hear any national executive rooting for one person or the other? No. The party is a collective body that ensures that once we are having elections, it should be done freely and fairly. Alan, when he was leaving, came out with a statement, and he raised certain issues that have been explained. Embedded in those issues are very clear that it can never be said that the president is infiltrating the thoughts and the minds of people or even coercing people to support one person or the other. And I've given you instances. If that were the case, today the deputy minister responsible for finance will not be at a position. If that were the case, the minister for railways, Honorable Peter Amewu, will not be holding on to his position today.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying all these things are just based on, some aroused emotions, which are untrue. How I wish he would have stated some clear incidences, providing, evidences to some of these things, but to make generalized statements based on emotions, and that definitely will not wash.
Okay.
They are not true.
All right. Rich, we've got 5 minutes, only 5 minutes to wrap up.
Thank you. The psychological examiner. He's become a psychological examiner. But let me make this clear. The Ghana Armed Forces has come with a press release for the disclaimer of the sales of the army residents. So I just read the statement.
Exactly my point.
So
are you reading the
statement? Let's make progress. Yes.
No, exactly my point. That it can never be sold. How dare you?
No, take your time.
How dare you sell?
So that was information out there put up. But I just read the statement.
Can't be.
The press statement is here. I think you can see it yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. Wonderful. So today you've done a good job.
I mean, we are not here to lie. We are not. I have listened to Yabawia Samoa. As I said, I called my brother today a psychological examiner that have now examined his mind and said he speaks out of emotions and pains. I don't know how it comes. I've listened to most of the senior members of the MPP in this country about the conduct of Mr. President, about the conduct of his behavior. But today it has been clear, Menassie has come here to confirm that the president has had that conduct, that had the behavior on him.
Why do I say that? Mention these people when you find that most of them are embittered people.
No, you said that the president called you the MPP guru and put you somewhere, categorically and emphatically tell you that now you can go and support whoever you want to support.
Of course, what's wrong with that?
You need a presidential clearance.
Hold on. We didn't need any clearance. He mentioned that you are free. You can do whatever you like. And that tells you that it can never be said that the president is forcing anyone.
Until the president came out.
That is that.
And the president came out to give clearance that Menassie, you can support whoever you want to support. That was what gave you the confidence for you to come and support Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
I have been supporting Dr. Bawumia
coming from where he wanted to support
long before we even started this thing.
Hold on.
Please.
Nyawo Tamaklo has come out clearly about the conduct of the president.
Is he a member of the party today?
And all the MPP...
Is he a member of the party today?
No. MCO has come out with the conduct of the president
that
the president has been a tyrant, has been a selfish, has taken the party as his bona fide property. Maybe if you don't know, maybe you know. Most of the MPP people even think that he has made the party, the MPP, achimalized. And that if you don't belong to a particular group, you are not being recognized in the party. And we thought it was a joke. The communication director, a former communication director of the
What
MPP,
he's saying is untrue. It is never true that he has made the party an Achim. Are you telling me that the Ashanti regional minister, your own minister, is he from Achim? Richard, your regional minister, where is he from? No, speak to facts.
Copy the life of President John Dramani Mahama and do lies and those things. You will love Ghanaians.
Please, speak to facts.
I said,
when you are speaking about the president, be factual.
Comport yourself like President John Dramani Mahama and you will love like the people. Okay, let me be factual.
Be factual.
And then these people are saying, and the communication director of the MPP in the ruling MPP government, and that has led you to the victory of 2020 elections. And you all know the work Yabawia Samoa has done for the party. Even he was a member of parliament who has rescued a seat for you in Adenta. And not being that only, he was a ranking member in parliament and a subcommittee member of legislature.
It doesn't mean that every allegation
who has been part and parcel of the stars of the MPP. A young man, I know in those days, struggled. Menassie was in class 6 by then. Struggled.
And you were in which class?
Struggled. And then, let's stop that. And then put this party together. He has come out to tell us that in the party, President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo has hijacked. And if you do anything until Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, you'll be dealt with and be sacked with the party.
It is
and
never
the painful thing is that little do we know.
Hijacked any party.
Little do we know. Alan Kojo Chiremandi came out with a movement for change. And he told us that the presidency, he said he was even trying to come for the demonstration for the Occupied Jolobi House. So we are now realizing that what the people are saying is true. So you, the floating voters, you, the members of the NDC, you, the MPP that have been exempted, President John Dramani Mahama is running a 24-hour shift economy. President John Dramani Mahama is bringing policies and programs. President John Dramani Mahama so you come on board.
That'll be our conversation this morning here on the show. All right, gentlemen, we're done this morning. But viewers, for the purposes of our earlier conversation, the one that we just moved on into talking about this, which has to do with the Ghana Armed Forces. So a bit of it. So it says that we wish to categorically, I'm not really the entire, but just for you to understand what the stance of the Ghana Armed Forces is like. It says we wish to categorically state that no military lands have been sold to a private developer by the Armed Forces, as the institution is only a custodian of the lands it is using and does not have any authority or right to dispose of same. Where lands being occupied by Ghana Armed Forces have been developed, any such development have been done in conjunction with the Ministry of Defense with the approval of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. It is worth mentioning that there are plans to redevelop the area in question to increase the number of residential accommodations in the line with the expansion program of Ghana Armed Forces. Currently, the area is in question, has 2 residential accommodations. It is envisaged that after the redevelopment, the number of residential accommodations for senior officers will increase to 13. All right, so this is an official statement. It was just an hour ago from the Ghana Armed Forces. So to put that conversation in a better...
It was an allegation across...
I was insisting that
Allegations
this
is
is not
different
true.
from facts.
And you were so strong in your delivery.
Okay, so that'll be all for this morning. Many thanks to the 2 gentlemen for coming through this morning. Manasseh Attabuayin actually speaks for the government on economy and finance from the NPP, joining us this morning. Thank you so much, Manasseh, for joining us this morning. Richard Manube is also joining us.
Friends who are invited into the hotel that were also available.
I'll send you there. Zimanski Hotel. I'll send you there.
Richard is trying to communication team. Let me say a very good morning and big shout out going out to my team, the Unicorn Masqueraders. This December, we're coming again to Takoradi. You know, Takoradi is all about masquerades in December, all right? So I'm representing Unicorn Masqueraders this year again. Last year, I was there for Unicorn, and I'm going to be there for Unicorn again. I love you guys. We're the biggest. Forget about all the other people, all right? So we're going to see you guys in December in Takoradi. But, of course, we'll have some more conversations coming up here on the show. But real quick, do you have in-laws or issue of in-laws sexually harassing, okay, so I'm getting some feed. Richard.
You start from, yes.
Let me start from you, Richard. Are you married? Richard, are you married or single?
I have always said that my marital issue is private.
Private. Yeah. Okay, what do you make of private? What do you make of sexual harassment in marriages? Spouses being sexually harassed by their in-laws. It could be their mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, brothers-in-law.
Oh, you see, these are based on cultural issues and where you find yourself. Where I found myself, those are not common. It's the biggest haram in the community where I found myself. But I read stories like that on media and then watch some on other platforms. I think that is quite immoral where I sit and where I come from.
Yeah.
So we believe that those kind of harassment must stop. That is why when the Akosombo spillage happened, you recall the Child International Right came out and reported that there were a lot of sexual harassment in the system. So that kind of family harassment, what do you want? I mean, do your connection well.
Sexual harassment by in-laws.
Yeah.
It is totally unacceptable.
Yeah.
It is so unfortunate, and it is something we should be fighting
across
board.
How is it that?
Yeah, it happens in the secrecy of the homes of people.
Yeah,
it happens, and it is unfortunate. I think I'm not too sure how our laws are being aligned to incidences like this, but I wish maybe we would have a law to put out some stringent measures to ensure that once you have cases like this being leveled against you, and once we verified same to be true, you should be punished and even disgraced.
Absolutely. That's our conversation for the relationship segment this morning here on the show. So a bit later, we'll be looking at it, whether it's a myth or it's the reality. Do you have experiences of it? Do you know someone who has experiences of it? Send it to us on our WhatsApp line. And yeah, you can also send it to our social media platforms as well. We'll be looking at that. That's our top relationship this morning, the conversation we'll be having here on the show.